Hi, welcome to Scrapbox Expressions. Have you ever wondered how you can bring some interest to your paper? You can create a really nice, clean look by adding stripes. Today's video is going to show you how to create stripes for your backgrounds. The first card we're going to work on is this Celebrate card. All the pieces are here pre-cut. The card size that I'm working on is 4.5 by 6 1/4. The border that we're going to work on, the background we're going to work on, is going to be cut to 4 and 5 3/4. The strips that are cut are 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and then we have 2 1/2 inch strips. So let's get this paper cut down. To 4, 5, 5 3/4. Now, the way that you arrange your stripes is totally up to you. You can start on the inside, you can start on the edge. The spacing is up to you. So each time you create a stripe, it'll be totally different, and that's absolutely fine. Now, I like to use a ruler just so that I can get my glue straight. So I'm not using the ruler to measure, but just to make my line with my glue straight, that's all. I'm going to run that there. And I'm going to put on the stripe. I'm going to leave some of the dark green showing. You don't have to worry about trying to line this up. We'll cut that out with the paper cutter. And I'm going to leave about that much space for my next stripe. So I'm going to put my ruler there just to get my glue straight. I'm going to go back to the light one, and I'm going to leave a larger section of green. Not that much larger, but somewhat. And I'm going to take my inch strip and I'm going to line that up pretty much toward the edge. And because it's thick, I'm just going to run another line to make sure that holds down good. Okay. I'm going to line this up at the edge. And so now you have just a pretty pattern of stripes that you can hold either way. So now we're going to take our paper cutter and just cut this off. So I like to turn it over so that I can see where my measurement is. Just like so. Cut off that. And do the same thing here. Make sure I line up my blade with the edge of my cut paper so that it comes flush and clean, just like so. Now we're going to take this and we're going to adhere it to this, to our folded piece, and it gives a nice visual background. Now remember, don't press anything down until you know you have it where you want it to be. Now the next pieces that go into this card are stacks that I'm going to layer, because this is a celebrate card. So we have these two squares, and they're cut at, the smaller one is cut at 2 and 2 by 2.5, and the larger one is cut by 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm going to line these up and adhere it here so that it has a nice little border. I threw in some gold just to make it a little fancy. The simplest little details just pop things. And I've got this champagne bottle and glass. I'm going to use my glue pen to put those on. I didn't line them up on purpose because this just makes it feel like the glass is toward you and you're ready to have a sip. Now this, we're going to get on here with some mountain dots so that it pops up a little. So I'm going to mount these with these mounting dots. Now I put on a lot because I don't like when my card sinks in too much. So I like to fill the edges and put some in the center for support as well. I'm going to center this here. And I'm just going to add celebrate. Just gently press and hold until it is secure. And that's one way that you can add some interest using vertical lines. The next card we're going to work on is this really fun hooray card. I'm working on a 5.5 square. The strips are 1/2 inch, 1 inch and 2/2 inches. So here are all of those moving pieces that we're going to need. Now, we're not going to put a layer on this. These stripes you're going to put directly onto this card. So you're just going to measure wherever you'd like to see your stripes start. You can make them even, you can make them uneven, that's totally up to you. So I left a larger space in the middle. So these are the stripes I'm going to work with. I'm going to open it up, line this up, and trim it down. Turn it around and do it again. So now we're going to build on top of this. I cut out a square that is a 2-inch square. We're going to use mounting dots, put it right here. We're going to add a lid. This is going to be our gift box. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to put some glue across the top of the box so we can adhere the lid. Oh, before I adhere the lid, I wanted to run some ribbon so it looks like an actual box. So let me do that before I forget. So what I'm going to do is take my glue, not a lot of it, and get some up here and over here. Just so that when I add the bow, it looks like it's tied. We know it's not, but we're going to make pretend it is. So my bow is going to go right on top of this. And this is going to sit right there and go ahead and dry. And we're going to work on cascading balloons. So because this is so pink, I chose not to put in any pink balloons, but to try to bring some fun and interest with contrasting colors, things that will pop on the card. So we're only going to use dots for it. We're not going to use any glue. We're just going to use mounting dots. So we're going to get in our first balloon. Getting the second balloon, and I'm tucking these underneath so it looks like they're floating up. Getting a third balloon. Fourth one, and the fifth one. There was another blue one, but I can't find it. It ran away. It's probably under here somewhere. But we'll use this just as it is. Oh, I like the way this turned. It was accidental, but it looks like the balloons are lifting the lid. Now I'm going to tie a little, very little bow and just stick it right there. And later on, I'll add a sentiment. This could be a baby shower card. It can be a birthday card. It's definitely something that's celebratory. So we'll determine what that is later. But for now, I'll trim the rest of this string when we're done. I'll just let it dry, and I'll trim it up. But yeah, so that's how you do it. Stripes, great way to bring interest to your card. And you didn't spend a lot, you just use some paper and cut them up. Sweat equity goes a long way. Thank you so much for stopping by Scrapbox Expressions. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, please share it, and I hope to see you again. And I didn't put my sentiment, so there we go. Sentiment real quick before we run. Before the curtain drops, before the show is over. Yes, I am going to mess up a video here and there, and it's okay. I am going to forget things, but that's okay. Now, there we have it. Now it looks good. And when I mess up, you're going to know. I'm not even going to edit it out. All right, here we go. All done.